Last evening, here in this very spot, we welcomed 16 adults into the beauty of our Catholic faith. What a joyful moment for those who have had a conversion experience in their life, to say yes to Christ. What a joyful experience for us as a parish family, because it means that the Lord's goodness continues to grow. The good news is spread. Those who came into the church were from different backgrounds. A few who work in the medical profession, a few who work in banking or accounting, a few who are about to get married. One of the ladies, she's married, she's going to be having her second child in July. So a lot of joys that come with life. And for whatever reason, the Holy Spirit has touched this particular group of people at this time to say yes to God, to be baptized in holy water. Really, for them, it was as if they were entering into a new phase, going into a new part of their life. It's as if God placed a door before them and they entered in through it. Pope Francis spoke about a door in his own Easter Vigil homily yesterday in Rome, in St. Peter's. He spoke about how we as people, as Catholics, as Christians, as just citizens of the world, are invited to enter into a mystery. Just think about that for a moment, to enter into a mystery of great love, of God's love. To open up a door and to not be afraid of it. Similar today as we hear in the gospel reading from John about how Mary went to the tomb in the morning. I wonder what prompted her to go at that time. Was she going to anoint the body? She was on her own, walking through the dark streets of Jerusalem. They are going to the tomb. How was she ever going to get into the tomb? Was she going to roll the stone away, being that it probably weighed about a ton? But no, she got there and she saw the stone was rolled away. What surprise that the door was open. The door was open to a life of faith, not just for her, for Peter and John and all of the others who she ran to tell, but for each one of us 2,000 years later. There is a door that is open because Jesus rolled away the stone. If you think back to the beginning of time, in Genesis we hear about how God opened a beautiful door of this incredible universe, the world as we know it. It was even more perfect in paradise. He opened up a door. God saved the Israelites as they were wandering through the desert, and he parted the Red Sea for them. He opened up a door, a path, a way for them to find salvation. The prophets, Ezekiel and others, they invited people to come into a deeper relationship with God, to say yes to a life with him, to not be burdened by the past, but to have hope for the future. But it is Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who overcame a cross, because, my friends, he did not stay on a cross. He did not stay in a tomb. He rose from it. He walked through that door so that we would be able to have a future. See, these last days we've been celebrating the death, the passion, the resurrection today of Christ. It's all a beautiful story with a happy ending for Jesus, but it's also a new beginning for us. It is a new beginning for us because God is inviting us into a deeper relationship with him, to have hope for the future. A family went on a vacation. They were very excited about going on this vacation, probably a little bit like each one of us are when we go away. What's our habit today? We go, we look online, kind of book the hotel, want to see the pictures, hope that they're not kind of photoshopped to look a lot better than what they really are. We have hope, we have expectation. And then you get to the hotel. I'm probably one of the worst guests in a hotel because I usually have to change rooms sometimes. I'm not afraid to go back down and say, I have bad allergies or this or that. Anyway, you go to the hotel, this family, and they check in. They were so excited because they had booked this suite with a beautiful view of the ocean. They walked into the room, and it was kind of tiny. It wasn't what they expected. There was a window, but it looked over the courtyard, not the ocean. They didn't spend a lot of time investigating there, but what did they do? I can't believe what they did. They went down and they complained. Would anybody here ever do that? Of course not. We would never complain. So they went and they saw the general manager and they said, the room, it's just not what we expected. We expected something more, bigger. And the general manager said, well, did you open up the door that was on the right? And they said, no, we thought that was the closet. He said, well, you were only in the foyer of your suite. If you had opened up the door, you would have seen the whole suite. Sometimes we miss opening the door. On Easter Sunday, maybe we can see our life as just being in the parlor, being in the foyer. But God's opened up a whole door of eternal and everlasting life. A beautiful place to be, where we can have hope for the future, where the stone is rolled away, no burden, no worries, only pure joy in the presence of God. So God is inviting us today. I invite you today. Open up the door to a deeper relationship with Him and see what is on the other side.